Greetings, Guardians, my name is Bife here. So let's go ahead and talk about something Bungie released a few days ago. I was going to cover this earlier, but I missed it due to the sudden influx of people who helped me reach the rather meteoric height of 1 million subscribers. Thanks again for that. Bungie dropped an interactive trailer for Lightfall, and these trailers tend to contain some neat little lore tidbits that are worth going over. In the Witch Queen expansion, for example, it told us about Deepsight before we'd even heard it from anything else in the game or its marketing, and it turned out that Deepsight was a crux of the Witch Queen campaign's narrative. So this one is bound to have something, right? Well, if nothing else, there's a handy primer here for all of you who are looking to get the scoop on the lore of the expansion before it launches, but I think there's also some bits to watch in the trailer that provided other context from other bits of Destiny and allows us to really see what mystery we're unfolding. It also shows us the most tangible link between Witch Queen and Lightfall, and also the big secret that Savathûn was hiding. All of that in just a bit. Here's the trailer, moment for moment. Just go ahead and watch this first.
The witness, the malefactor of our first collapse, is at our doorstep. Once thought to be a force known as the Darkness, the witness revealed itself to be an entity that instead wields the darkness against us. It spoke through our ghosts and offered us salvation if we submitted to it. We refused. Though we do not know its true intentions, we can only assume it seeks to finish what it started during our collapse. Our resolve was tested when Savathûn, Hive Goddess of Trickery, disguised herself as one of our foremost guardians, Osiris. She gained access to our secrets, but in turn, Osiris gained access to hers. Savathûn had rebelled against the witness and hid what might be our only chance of defeating it away on the planet Neptune. Former Cabal Emperor Callus and his loyalist warships have joined the witness's advance on Earth. This conflict was set in motion long before we existed, but we will bring it to an end one way or another. Guardian, the battle begins here and now.
So of course, when viewing this trailer, you can also interact with every single one of the nodes that you can find alongside it, and some of them provide important additional information, others are just flavor and context. We need to start really breaking this trailer and all of its contents down though, because it starts to expose that big story link between Witch Queen and Lightfall. First of all though, the trailer makes some distinctions very clear. It states unequivocally what we've seen already in the lore, that the light and the darkness are paracausal but neutral forces, and that the witness is not the darkness, even though we once thought it to be the darkness. In reality, it has simply been using the darkness to hunt the Traveler for an incredibly long time. It also establishes, from Zavala's perspective, which we can reasonably assume at current to be the truth, that the witness was the one who reached out to us through our ghosts in Shadowkeep and the Season of Arrivals, and who tried to offer us salvation if we merely served. Needless to say, we not only rejected that offer, but also we nearly universally didn't fall to corruption after accepting the witness's gift of the power of stasis. It's also made clear that Osiris has a role to play in the story of Lightfall. He's a figure that in the past has always stated controversially that the light is not necessarily good and that the darkness is not necessarily evil, and as a result, he was always going to have interesting opinions on this expansion going forward. He is a key figure not only because of these beliefs, but because of course of his interactions with the Witch Queen Savathûn. She may have stolen his form, but it was made clear by the end of the Season of the Plunder that he had also managed to steal something from her, namely her secrets, including knowledge of a city hidden away on Neptune. This has been a running theme throughout the season of the Seraph, and has been the object of Rasputin and Osiris' combined search. But here's the thing. Given what we now know, I think it's possible to glean more about what Savathun was hiding, and to understand more specifically what the Witness has been doing this whole time. The trailer makes notes about Savathun and Osiris, and in this one particular part of the trailer, which we're going to play again, it's talked about in depth. Take a listen.
Our resolve was tested when Savathun, Hive goddess of trickery, disguised herself as one of our foremost guardians, Osiris. She gained access to our secrets, but in turn, Osiris gained access to hers. Savathun had rebelled against the Witness, and hid what might be our only chance of defeating it away on the planet Neptune.
All this information actually aligns very well with something that's been in the game since Witch Queen, an exotic quest that is somewhat more remarkably important now: Parasite. You see, in the whole of Witches and Worms quest, which sees us obtaining the Parasite exotic weapon, it's really all centered around saving Savathun's worm so that it can grant us information, namely information on what happened during the collapse, and what happened to stop the Witness from wiping us out. This is what the Parasite had to say on the matter at the end of the quest.
It's over.
Not quite. Our little friend here still owes us information.
Me? Make good? After your deception?
Perhaps you'd prefer my earlier proposition of your insides lining the floor?
Always violent. Fine. Have information. But only this. No more. Ever. Truth you seek. Humanity's collapse. Even the Witness deceived. The Witch Queen did its bidding, earned its trust, rode alongside to apocalypse, watched many burn, but the Witness turned a violent gaze to Traveler. Witch Queen projected lies, clever deceptions wrapped in shadow. Tides turned, Witness sent away, back amongst the stars.
Are you saying Savathun deceived the Witness? Is she the reason humanity survived?
Not the reason, a reason. Not for humanity, but for Traveler. My promise delivered. We'll say no more. Ever.
Consider the deal upheld. This is exactly what we sought. For now, I have one final task for you. The weapon. Keep it safe and secret. We can't afford anyone else getting their hands on the information it holds. I must leave. Parasite, it's been,
Spare me.
Gladly.
The important bit of that dialogue is as follows. Witch Queen projected lies, clever deceptions wrapped in shadow. Tides turned, Witness sent away, back amongst the stars. Are you saying that Savathun deceived the Witness? Is she the reason humanity survived? Not the reason, a reason. Not for humanity, but for the Traveler. Knowing what we know now, this sentence really hits you again like a ton of bricks. The reason why is not only that Osiris gleaned secret knowledge from Savathun of Neomuna, but also because of the persistent mystery of this year that clarified what Osiris had seen in Savathun's mind, the mystery that was found in Rasputin, the files named Nephele Stronghold, something which Rasputin has kept hidden and even deleted from his own archives for safekeeping. It's worth remembering that the reason the Witness abducted the planet Mars was to search for data on Nephele Stronghold, literally going into the past of Mars's timeline, ripping it asunder so that it could acquire this information. This step is rather unprecedented if you think about it, and more importantly, it shows the lengths that the Witness was going to acquire this very specific information. It wanted to know Nephele Stronghold's secret. The information that we now know links Rasputin's secret to Savathun's. We know that now thanks to the Season of the Seraph, where we got Rasputin's final message, which tells us the following.
Guardian, if you are listening to this, then the deed is done. I trust my sacrifice was not in vain. Anna and I have shared our farewells. This will be hard on her, but she is resilient, strong, and she is not alone. I have a final message for you as well. The Neptunian city in Osiris's visions is real. I do not know its exact location, but it is home to the Veil, an object of immense paracausal power, one that is linked to the Traveler. The details are contained within the Nephele Stronghold files retrieved from the Cosmodrome. I have decrypted them for Osiris's benefit. Tell him it is a parting gift, from one old miser to another. All other files referencing the city have been deleted from my records, and not by me. Someone wanted it to remain a secret. Anna once worried that she had neglected to teach me how to trust. But now, as my penultimate act, I entrust this knowledge to you. Use it well, my Seraph. Humanity has no more need of a war mind. Not when you have each other.
So Nephele Stronghold may be located at Neomuna, but in fact, the Stronghold files contained information on the Veil. It seems now that if we can link all of these different parts together, that both Savathun and Rasputin were trying to keep this secret from the Witness independently of each other. It seems as though they both knew vaguely what was going on. Something seemingly was hidden on Neptune, something that the Witness required in order to enact the collapse. That thing, or place, it's unclear, is the Veil. But according to Rasputin, the files were erased specifically to keep more details secure. It doesn't seem completely impossible that this was Savathun who erased such details. It could have been an earlier version of Rasputin who had not been so fractured thanks to the Witness's second arrival. It could even have been the Witness itself trying to cover its tracks. The reality is we don't know who secured this file and removed all of its details. But what we can tell is that it seems as though Savathun knew about the Veil and knew that the Veil was required to enact the collapse and the ultimate defeat of the Traveler. The important thing to understand here is that this is what Savathun was hiding. This was her final deception, and it was the reason that the Traveler survived. Whilst rampant speculation is abound as to who or what the Veil is or are, I think it's simply wise to know that they are somehow linked to the Traveler, and that they are a force of mighty paracausal power. It's not clear what they are, and I know that there are many things that people have gleaned from the past. People believe that they may well even be a complete darkness faction, a place from which maybe the Witness will draw its tormentors. But again, it needs to be emphasized that we just don't know that yet. I'm not willing to confirm based on years of speculation and rumor, so for the time being, let's simply remember to keep our minds open as to what the Veil truly is. Whilst it's clear that the Witness has been hunting this knowledge for millennia and has persisted for an incredible amount of time in its pursuit of the Traveler, it seems clear now that it has ascended Callus to the rank of disciple specifically to hunt for the Veil. This is the real series of details that we can glean from that trailer, and I would expect the Veil and the way that it was hidden from the world to be a major feature of Lightfall's story, as well as the story of the Light and Dark saga. I don't know if Savathun is going to have any knowledge But it's possible that she gets revived. If she does, who knows what she might have in her mind. If she has somehow been able to implant that memory of all that she kept from the witness into her newly risen light-bearer mind, then it's possible that she may be able to add more clarity at a later date. That is assuming that she's resurrected and is willing to talk in some terms or another. With the Traveler being threatened, I think it's entirely possible that we might find strange allies. Savathun would not be the strangest we've made yet. It would be the most compromising, though, and I don't know how everyone feels about resurrecting the Queen of Lies, not least because of the fact that we so recently were the ones that killed her. Either way, that's all from me for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully it gives you a little bit more insight into what's happening in the story of Lightfall. With all of that being said, thank you so much for watching, and you can do all the usual stuff that you usually do, like the video, comment, and if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe to stay up to date with Lightfall's lore and story. But as per usual, know that your viewership is quite enough for me, and that in the meantime, my name is Byf. Rhodacia ad Astra. I'll see you, Starside.